Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Blaze and welcome back to Skybees. In the last episode, we were working on immersive engineering and getting this guy, the metal press, which is amazing. By the way, I went ahead and put the windmill up on the, windmill. And kind of looking at it, I don't really like how it looks. I'm going to go back over that and fix it at some point. Try to make it look nice, but right now, we need function more than anything. We need to get the bees kind of going a little bit more automatically. Start collecting a lot of resources, blocks, and all that kind of stuff, and then we can worry about building and making this place look a little bit nicer. Yeah. Um, the windmill, kind of hard to see behind the reeds, but kind of the basic idea I like, but I don't like the shape of it too well. So kind of the idea is it's going to be fairly tall, and then it's going to have a dome cap. It's going to be one of those types of windmills if you've ever seen those. And obviously, it's the final version is not going to be just oak planks. I'm going to mix it up a little bit, get some different textures and whatnot. Same with the bottom, but for the time being, this will work for our purposes, which we're going to get into today. So the plan for today is twofold. One, I want to start moving and storing power. We're going to do that with immersive engineering. For the time being, we'll probably get into power later and kind of get dedicated like big amounts of power from this mod versus immersive engineering. And I think over even mechanism, I've used mechanism a lot in the past, and I'd rather try to stay away from it if I can, just so I can experience a new mod, kind of get used to something different, because that'd be kind of cool. But for now, we're going to use Immersive Engineering's power transfer and power storage, which is wires. So the plan is to get that hooked up. And then I want to finish what I was starting to a little bit last time in getting the extended crafting so that we can make a machine casing. Couldn't remember what they're called. Machine casing. And start looking into getting a storage system. Because that would be really nice. And one of the big things with that is whether or not we want to do refined storage or applied energistics, and I haven't fully decided that yet. Other mod packs that have both of them, I kind of know which one I'm going to be leaning towards. Specifically, the other mod pack we're playing that's fairly major, Stone Block. I know which one I want to use in that one, but for this series, I'm not entirely sure which one's going to be more advantageous, or if there is even an advantage to either of them. So at least for this one. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at, and that's the plan for today. So bees are doing bee things. The couple of the bees are still struggling. The dust bees really do not like these flowers. I don't know why, and the sieve bees really don't like anything else. But eventually, oh, those are the RGBs. I was like, what are the brown combs? But yeah, so basically we just gotta kind of work on that. And I made some steel. So what we're gonna do, let's see, what do we want to do first? I was looking kind of ahead to plan things. Didn't really see anything interesting. I think the first thing we should probably do is start working on getting getting power transferred, getting power stored, getting power moved, all that kind of stuff, so that we can hook up our centrifuge into the windmill, which is kind of the plan for at least the beginning, so that we can make things go well. So we're going to need some clay. I do know that. And let's go ahead and grab, sure, all the dust. We're going to need 4, 5, 6. We're going to need 6. Clay. Let's go ahead and do 8 because why not? And yeah, pretty basic things. Nothing too major to talk about right here. This is just going to be making hardened clay, aka terracotta. I think that's what it's called now. I can't keep up. It used to be hardened clay. But yeah, we need to make this so that we can make kind of the transfer points for immersive engineering. So, first things first, we need more LV wires. Those were just copper wires and sticks, which I have a little bit of copper. And with our awesome metal press, which is still on wire form, we can just throw these down and they will be made. No big deal. So hopefully this quest will complete this time. And we're just going to do something like this. Now hopefully we don't need more than 4 right now, but that is a quest completed. I was looking at the creative things just to see what we were going to need to make. Okay, so the wires are all up here. So LV wires. Now here is the interesting thing about immersive engineering. It is, well, immersive. It is pretty accurate to real life. If I was to use these LV wires as they are and hook up from up there to, let's say, right here, we could do that. The problem is that if we ever touch that wire, we would get electrocuted. It would zap us, which is not really fun. And at higher voltages, so this is just an LV, low voltage, it only transfers like 32 RF per tick or something like that. At the lower voltages, that's not a big deal. But at the high voltages, it could kill you in like one shot. I think. It could kill you very quickly. I've died to being electrocuted before, and it's not fun. So what we need to do is get some tough fabric, which is why I have the industrial hemp. And we just need to make 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And we should be able to make the insulated wire. Now, insulated wire is, well, insulated. It will not zap us. And that is good. No electrocutions, please. So next we need to get some LV wire connectors. Now, these are really important. And that is why we need... Lead looks weird. It changed. Huh. Okay, so that is why we need the terracotta, aka hardened clay. So the wire connectors requires 3 copper. We're going to need a little bit more. I think 5 copper in total. And we just make one of these, and we get 4 LV wire connectors. Now these go in tandem with the LV wire relays. And the relays are kind of more important, but both of these things are really crucial. So we can't just put wires onto whatever we want. We actually need to have connectors. Connectors work in 2 different ways. So they input and output power. So if it's onto something that's outputting power, it puts into the system and you can put it into a input. We're gonna make the input. Well, let's get all the components and then we'll talk about how this all works. I am familiar enough with this mod to be able to talk pretty confidently about this. So we're gonna need 3 iron, 2 copper, 1 lead, redstone, and some treated wood. Now do we have redstone, 2 lead, 3 iron, 2 copper, and do we have any treated wood? We do. Awesome. So this is going to make us an LV capacitor, a low voltage capacitor. And that is really crucial because that is what stores power. So all of that is done. Now we could get medium voltage things or high voltage. High voltage, by the way, I believe is never insulated because it would just burn the insulation, but I don't remember. But basically, when it comes to immersive engineering, the higher tier stuff transfers more power, but only works with other higher tier things. So or lower. So if, for example, we could put, I think it works with lower, like, so for example, if we have an LV wire coil, we need to have LV wire connector and LV wire relays. I believe any capacitor will work, but it has to be at least that level. So I don't know if we can put the LV wires on MV, so medium voltage wire connectors. I don't think we can, but they're also really expensive, so don't really want to. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to come up here, and so this is how things are going to work. One, part of the reason why we're probably not going to keep this design is there's not much space up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this with the LV capacitor. Now, oh, I'm so glad that it says the sides make a difference. Now, I'm not going to be able to see anything. We can change what the sides are based off of the color. So blue is input, I do believe, and no connection on there. We can change that with the hammer, just right-clicking it. So energy input, energy output. So orange is output, blue is input. We're going to need, I think if we shift, haha, energy output. That's what we want. And then I'm just going to break this. And it will need a wire connector. And we're gonna need a lot of wire connectors, but we'll get to that later. So put that there and that there. So wire connectors can connect to each other, but there is a little bit of a problem. So what we're gonna encounter is, let's say we come down here and we have like 3 machines down here. What we're gonna want to do is we're gonna want to put a relay right here. And that is going to be super important. So let's just kind of get something fairly basic set up. Let's pick up our centrifuge. And we're going to put that in the back here. Because why not? And hopefully it will reach. And hopefully I have enough stuff. So this needs a wire connector to accept power. And what the wire connectors do, they only allow for one connection. So you can only connect one wire connector to one other thing. Wire relays allow for multitude. I don't remember the exact number. I think it's like 8. I could be wrong on that, but they allow for more connections. So in order for us to get power kind of transferred and all that kind of stuff, wire connectors, wire relays have to kind of go with stuff. The book talks about it a lot more, but we can just connect those and we don't get zapped. And this is starting to gather power. Simple enough. Now the next thing we're going to do is going to hit that one and we're going to go all the way down here. Now the wires are 2 things. They have to be able to see each other, and 2, they have to be within so far range. They have to be so close. So it's just like normal power lines. The lines are only so long. Eventually you have to use another line, but that will charge this guy up. And eventually our capacitor up here will fill up. Now, if this was not an insulated wire, we would get electrocuted every time we come up here. And electrocution is not fun because it causes knockback. So yeah, we'd probably die quite a bit. But we can clean this up for the time being. Like I said, I'm probably going to redo a lot of this place, but this is already storing a ton of power and is already a lot better than yeah, the other thing. So the other thing we could do is we could move the metal press in here for now, just because this is where our power is. But we need another wire connector. Connectors are what you're going to use more often than not, and they are the more expensive ones. So yeah, we could just do that. And you know what, let's go ahead and do that. Why not? So we have 2 terracotta, we need 4 more. Let's go ahead and get 8 more. Just because 1, 2, and then 1 of these. Eventually we'll be able to automate a lot of the stuff and make things a little bit nicer for me to do. But we're going to need 3 copper. And yeah, so we can take the charcoal out of that. We can break this thing down. So if we break a metal press piece, it deconstructs and we can reuse stuff, pick up stuff, all that kind of fun stuff. And broke a torch. Alright, so pick this up. My axe is about to break, but it doesn't matter. So we can just come back in here and put the metal press down like so. Now there is potentially an issue here. No, that goes here. Steel and conveyors, and I believe we just hit this. What is? Oh, is it the other way around? Maybe the other way around. I don't remember. Let's see. Face down, please. Okay, let's break that. Oh, come on. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to dig and break our shovel. All my tools are going to break. Put that there. Okay, there we go. Now, there is a little bit of a problem. We're going to need to do this. And let's get the dirt back. Okay. So, we should have the terracotta by now. We can make another set of LV wire connectors. And then we can hook up this guy. So power is on the top like it was before. And this just needs to connect to here. Now we could not connect to this, I don't believe. I think it might be able to take 2 connections, but yeah, that's it. Now can we go put the planks there. That's fine. We put a chest there, a chest there. This will hold our presses, and that will hold what we need. Okay, so with all that done, we now have power. And it's completely passive power, which is really, really nice. I'm going to clean up things later, but let's go ahead and get into some more stuff. So, clean up the inventory just a little bit. Next thing we're going to work on is the extended crafting. So first of all, we're going to need a good bit of black iron and black iron plates. Now that is not going to be a problem. We have black iron. We have plenty of ways to get more. We have iron and we have ink sacs coming from our bees. We just need to get some black iron plates. Now let's see how many we need. So for a basic crafting table, tier 1 extended crafting, we're going to need 4 basic components, which is 4 black iron slates, plus 1, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, yeah, so it's 10, I think, in total, because there's 5 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 10 black iron. I think we just need 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. We're also going to need a little bit more of stuff for later. And then I have a bunch of RGB honeycombs. And I don't remember what black ink sacs were. Black dye. I guess it's not ink sacs anymore, but black dye in here with some fuel. We get plenty of coal now, so we can just throw that in there. No problem. And I'm just going to throw most of this stuff away in here. And yeah, so we're going to need a couple other things. Now, these basic components also require iron and luminescence, and we're also going to need 2 crafting tables and a block of iron. So we're going to need to get some more iron. But hey, look at what we just made. We have power. We have passive power, and we can just throw these in there, and it will process. And how is it keeping up? So that is not going to tell me anything. It is perfectly fine up there. How about down here? We have plenty of power. Literally could not need more power right now. So we can get the block of iron. So then all we need now is the basic components and catalysts and all that fun stuff, and then luminescence, which is glowstone, gunpowder, and redstone. Now for those we are going to need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those. They make 2 recipes each, so that should not be too bad. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and get the luminescence. We have all the iron we could want. We even have all of the black iron. Now the rest of that stuff, we're going to make some quartz enriched iron. We'll get to that soon enough. I think we need 3 more of that. Because I think it is 3 and 1 makes 2. So we're going to need some quartz. We're going to need some glowstone. How much did I say? We're going to need 4, 8. So we need 4 recipes worth. So we need 8 of those. We need gunpowder, 4 of those, and redstone, which we have. Okay. So I think it's just 2 quartz, and that will make the quartz enriched iron. We'll see if that works in just a moment. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get to crafting the luminescence. So 8 and 8. So now we just need the black iron all processed. And here is probably the cool thing. I only have 3 on me right now. I can just put it there. It'll process and be perfectly fine. So the other 7 is in here. We'll make another axe and shovel in a moment. I can always do that off camera. It's not that big of a deal. Just tools. Alright, so once we have all of those done... oh, that doesn't have enough honey, enough bottles to make more... to use more. So that is good to know. And you need to reset it. Okay, that's fine. I was unsure why it was not continuing. But I'm going to reorganize things. I'm going to probably move the honey into the other room and all that kind of stuff. All of that stuff in there. Make things a little bit nicer. But, you know what? I messed up. I messed up. We don't need 10 plates. We need 9. So there is the basic components. Can we turn those back into ingots or anything? No. No, not at all. Alright, well, that's okay. Let's throw that back in there. We're going to need some more RGB. And I don't remember what the black dye... I should probably learn that recipe. Like, remember it. But... yeah, we're going to need to make 1 more black iron ingot. Not a big deal. And we also have some quartz enriched iron, which is a quest somewhere else. It looks like we're almost done with a majority of the quests in this area. But yeah, we make the quartz enriched iron. That is going to be required for extended crafting, but specifically getting the machine casing. So we need to make the basic catalyst. Now we can do that. So one of these 4 basic components makes a basic catalyst. Let's make sure the recipe is, the quest is completed. And then we need the basic crafting table. And that is like so. Cool. So with that, we have extended crafting. Now there is also an auto crafting table. Requires crystalline ingots, which are very expensive. And redstone components, which requires redstone ingots, which is pretty straightforward. But we can't make it anyways. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this guy. And we're just going to put this here. Now I believe we can do any crafting in here that we want. No, we cannot. Okay. I've never actually used extended crafting before, so I was not sure. So we'll keep that there. Let's go ahead and make our tools. I need a new axe and a new shovel. And now we can make the machine casing, which is required in this area. So we're going to need a piece of stone. Let's get... Wait, no, I have stone. I forgot. So piece of stone. We're going to need quartz enriched iron in the corners, and then steel plates, 4 of them. And I have that already ready. So we just have to go make steel plates. So, all things considered, not too bad. At this point, I gotta kind of think of what kind of base building I want to do, and what kind of storage system I'm gonna want. Refined storage is a little bit easier, but applied logistics is much more powerful. So it's kind of a trade-off, but that is the machine casing, which unlocks this guy and this guy. So we can get into either storage system mods now. What does it take to get into mechanism? The steel casing, which I believe is blood magic. And in order to get into blood magic, we need to get into astral sorcery. Astral sorcery is a really cool mod, but it's going to be a little bit tedious at this point because we need to get bees. Rock bees, rock crystal bees, and all that kind of stuff. Because we're going to need rock crystals. And those guys come from aquamarine. And aquamarine comes from sand and marble. Marble comes from crafting it. But we'd have to get marble, which is diorite and stone. So, yeah, there is a lot to do with that. But I think for now, what we're going to focus on is building up the base and start looking at maybe getting into a storage system, or at the very least, I don't even know. We'll figure something out. We should probably start getting into a little bit more Botania, a little bit more starting work in astral sorcery, but we're going to need more bees, and yeah, we're going to need to build the base up for that. So, at this point, I just need to kind of actually build, and that's something I've been kind of putting off because it's really annoying making these hexagons. It looks really cool, and I'm looking forward to how it's going to look once everything is done, but it's going to be pretty awful for the time being. So we're going to call the episode there, and we'll come back next time. Something I might want to start thinking about is, and I know I've done this twice already, start deconstructing this thing. At the very least, to have individual kind of hexagons for various bees. We'll have a foresty area for, normal bees, maybe the sieve bees, and some of those will have a cavey area for some of the ore bees, maybe the rock bees, and just kind of separate things based on bee types. We also probably should look into, now that we have power and access to mass storage, we might want to look into how bad this is to make. Never mind. We might want to look into other things. Who knows? So yeah, we're gonna want to start working towards getting much more stuff done and start getting into more mods. So that means building, and I'm gonna have to do that between episodes. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Power, passive power, storage, everything is awesome. Cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.